So I wrote it as a man. And then quite honestly, to me, I just felt like Billy Porter was kind of the only one who could play this.
Congrats on the movie. I watched it last night and thought it was really good. It feels like a Cinderella, as an adaptation of Cinderella that's meant for the 21st century. There's lots of very, good messages and good themes running throughout. Was that important to you coming on to the project?
Yeah, 100%. Like it's kind of like there's no reason to do it unless you're changing up these themes and you're modernizing it in a way that feels more relatable to how we're actually seeing ourselves these days.
There's a brilliant cast. I've got to ask you, as a gay magazine, about the queer representation in Billy Porter. What can you just tell me a little bit about how that character generation came up? Changing the character, getting Billy Porter on, having it being a genderless character.
I think the actresses who have played this fairy godmother have been so incredible. And I was like, gosh, I don't know how I'm gonna how can I make this different? So immediately I was like, it has to be a man. I was like, magic doesn't have to have a gender. So I wrote it as a man. And then quite honestly, to me, I just felt like Billy Porter was kind of the only one who could play this, because Billy is magic and Billy is all these things. Billy is an amazing singer and artist and entertainer, and he's ridiculously funny, and he's gay. And on the red carpet, he uses clothes to show that they can be gender, that you can wear a tuxedo top and a dress at his bottom, and that should be an expression of yourself and not judged as insane, right?
Sure. And how important is it for that kind of queer representation to be in films?
It's so important. And I would also say it's necessary. And also we have Jeanette, who plays Wilbur. She's transgender. So she just auditioned, and for the role of Wilbur, I had no idea. I thought she was the funniest and the best person. I cast her as Wilbur, and it wasn't, and she had cool, black nails and longer hair. And I was like, Jeanette is perfect. Let's cast Jeanette. And then when I met her, she's like, I'm transgender. So, and she's playing a man. And something that we did that behind the scenes that I'm really proud of is that her stand-in was also, was also a woman. We cast a woman as her stand-in because Jeanette is a woman, and but yet was playing a man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was really proud of us that we didn't cast a guy as Jeanette's stand-in and stunt double, actually, too. Played both those roles.
There are lots of big themes running throughout. Feminism. Cinderella's I think more so than any of her reputation, is very independent. She knows what she wants. There's a nice link there with the stepmother as well. Gwen also is a lovely character, very young and politically engaged. I feel like it's the kind of movie where a lot of young people especially will watch it and see themselves kind of really portrayed quite honestly. Was that something that, again, you were really mindful of in the process?
Yeah, I was hoping. I hope that there's a character in there for everybody, that they can really relate to. And certainly, I think what I hope is that people will be surprised by. I think going into it, they might think they know what they're about to see, and then you have Princess Gwen, who's an original character, who well, that's something new. And then changing the stepmother's giving her a backstory, making her more two-dimensional. This is the first time in Cinderella in a retelling where the two apologize to each other at the end and make up. Usually it's bye-bye, stepmother, get out of here. You're, banished. And in this case, there's everybody around Cinderella has sort of learned something about themselves. And it's really happy endings for everybody from all different walks of life. So yeah, I really wanted to tell this multi-generational story where parents can see themselves in it. And, it starts obviously because Cinderella's a woman, a young woman, with how young women and girls see it. But my hope is that it can cross all genders.
Were you thinking, I want this to be something that my daughter can see and aspire to be, or, to relate to, or that kind of thing?
Absolutely. She's 7 now, but when I started this process, she was 5. she was able to watch like different cuts of the movie, you know, because everything is, did everything from home. So she was able to like come in a way that, and have viewing exposure in a way that she wouldn't have had before if we weren't in a pandemic. But there would be times I'd have her come in and just be like, do you think this is funny? Or like, which take do you think is funny? Or like, what are you getting what I'm trying to do here? And so it was really great. And I did Pitch Perfect, which is PG-13. I did Blockers, which is rated R. And so I was like, I think I need to do a PG movie that my daughter can like, so I'm just going to hit all of her bases. Like she'll start with Cinderella, then she'll work to Pitch Perfect, and then she'll work to Blockers when she's old enough. Yeah.
Wonderful. Oh, wonderful. Does she get a credit on the film if she was helping it make choices?
Oh, no. I tried to get her in it. I was just like, Lenny, I want to put you in. I want you to be one of the townspeople. And she was just like, she's like, no, it seems like too much work. I mean, I was like, do you have any idea all the people who want to be in this movie? So she turned me down. I got rejected. And it was offer only.
It's a tough business, isn't it? Yeah. It's such a tough business.
I mean, it's a racket. It's really nothing great is easy.